Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game. It's just finished West Ham 1, Manchester City 4. We're going to go through the highlights, not that there's much for West Ham. Gonzo, the first half hour or so, it was 2-0. Sane took a shot, I think it was Ogbonna that headed it, flew into the corner, just one of them. And then the second one, De Bruyne, found himself acres of space, low hard cross, comes off Rice, goes in the net, just another one of them. But it's 2-0 and it's playtime for Man City.
I think there were suggestions it might have been Zabaleta. I actually thought it was Rice from our angle. Our angle from the ground suggested it was Rice, but apparently not only was it Zabaleta, but it was actually City's 100th goal this season was scored by Zabaleta. so they didn't even need to score, Manchester City. We scored 2 for them.
But the first half hour, it was just boys v men. Well, generally over the 90 minutes it was boys v men, but that first hour we barely got our own half. The ball barely went anywhere near the City goal, never mind in our possession. We just couldn't even clear it.
Well, we just set up very, very defensively. Again, there was just no ambition. There was a paucity of endeavour. We didn't go for it at any point. And obviously the game plan was to sit back and soak up whatever Manchester City had to offer. What worries me is that I knew it, you knew it, and everybody else knew that wouldn't do it. There needed to be some sort of different tactics from really what we did against Stoke. But that's what we got, and it didn't take Man City much to break through it.
The first 2 goals, I think, were sort of, it's just those things you're just going to have to chalk off to bad luck in a way. I think Ogbonna's got to go for that when Sane's shooting. As a centre-back, you have to throw your body in front of it. It just happens to loop into the corner. Another day, that loops over the bar, goes out for the corner, whatever. The second one, I don't know. We're going to have to watch a replay to see how long the defender can see the ball. But there wasn't even a City player from where I stood. It didn't even look like there was a City player attacking it. Just we were all standing around looking at each other going, was that even in? How's that managed to find its way in the back of the net? But I think the tone was set before the game. Whenever I replaced Masuaku and Creswell moved out to the left, it was a defensive switch. Masuaku, apart from Lanzini, is our only player that can take the ball from our third into their third. So when you're removing the one guy that can actually do it, who's going to do it? There isn't anybody. It just set the tone completely from the word go. Even at 1-0 and 2-0 down, people around me in the crowd didn't even care. They weren't even angry. They were expecting a hiding. And at 2-0, everybody was just, this is what we came for, this is what we were expecting. But the reason I've been saying the first half hour of the first half is because for the 10-15 minutes after it, I thought we were good. Our tails were up. It started with a back pass to Ederson. Arnautovic, foul or not for you, Arnautovic gets the ball off and puts him in an empty net. Lino flagged before the referee blew. It was the Lino that was waving wildly. Was that a free kick to City for you, or should that have been 2-1 at that point?
Well, no, Arnautovic was just penalised for being bigger and stronger, which is not part of the Football Association rules. That's not part of it. You don't just get penalised because you're big and tougher than the defender. I didn't think it was a push. I thought it was a naturally contested. Let's be fair. If that had happened in the middle of the park, that no free kick would have been given. But it was in the box. I don't blame the referee today, but I don't think the referee had a good game, and I don't think he was. Man City have enough advantages, and already with all the good players that they have, they don't need the referee on their side.
Yeah, I thought it was a goal as well. Ederson decides to take his luck, tries to skin a striker. Do you know 99% of players in Premier League probably don't even run the keeper down that far when you're playing Man City. They probably let the keeper have it. So he's sort of come up against the 1% that will actually put a challenge in. I think he wins it fair and square. It should be 2-1, but it's not. But not long after it was 2-1. Now, people that weren't at the game text me saying it should have been a pen, but from where we weren't really debating that. Free kick, but what a free kick from Aaron Creswell. I mean, when you're playing against Man City, you're going to need moments of magic, and he come up with one.
Well, it was a fantastic free kick, of course, and I mean, he had free kick duties for a long time, and then I think Payet came in and he lost them, and then he's gradually got them back again. It was good, but going back to the endeavour that we showed and the fact that we wanted it, we showed some passion. Why didn't we start like that? I mean, this is the point. You're right. For the last 10 or 15 minutes, we really played like we wanted it. And I just thought, where was this before? Where was the instruction at the start of the match to play like that from the start? That was still within the confines of Moyes' tactics. So still within Moyes' defensive tactics, we were able to attack them and cause them problems. But in the first 30 minutes, we were playing those same Moyes tactics, but without heart and without purpose. And suddenly, at the moment we put a bit into it, but we had to go 2 own goals behind before we actually went for it. It's pathetic, actually.
Fear. At 0-0 there's fear. At 1-0 you're fearing City. At 2-0 the fear's gone because it feels like the game's over a bit. You haven't got anything to lose, so you might as well just go for it. And everything we seem to get in the first half come from Arnautovic chasing something down. I think the free kick, I could be wrong, I think the free kick comes from a pass back. Arnautovic chases down, he tries to give it to Walker, it goes out from a throw in, and we then took the throw in and ended up with the free kick. But at 0-0, this is what pissed me off. At 0-0, 2-1, I thought we went in with our tails up. The fans were up for it at this point. The fans didn't care for the first half hour, but for that 15 minutes when we saw something, the fans were responding, and I just thought, this is where Moyes has got to show something. 2-1 down, put out a team in the second half where the fans are going to come back at half-time and think, hang a fuck about. Moyes is going for this. Moyes is doing something, whether that's Hernandez for Fernandez or Hernandez for Lanzini. Probably Hernandez had to be the one to come on, or even Carroll. Let's get the big guy up front and lump it up to him and see what... Otamendi's on a booking, put Carroll up against Otamendi and let's see what he's going to do about it. But we didn't. We're set up the same way, and somehow we managed to give them even more respect in the second half than the first one, when we were a goal down. I mean, goal number 3 was just waiting to happen as soon as that second half kicked off.
Which one was goal number 3 again?
It's the one when Sterling got the ball in behind Creswell, held it up, played it into Jesus, and bang. It took about 3 touches.
It was a training ground goal. I remember saying that was a actually the fourth one was a training ground goal as well. And you're absolutely right. Those substitutions that he actually made when we were 4-1 down should have been made at half time to actually go for it. You mentioned Carroll or Hernandez. Why not both? Just do something, because I mean, I say this time and time again, he's meant to be a defensive manager. They don't work. He's not a defensive manager, because in a cup of tea that we had a couple of weeks ago, we asked the question, how many times have we conceded 3 goals or more? The answer was 13. Well, lo and behold, it's now 14. If it was just Man City, that's fine. But do you know what? We concede 4 goals. I mean, crikey, 3 goals, Burnley, Brighton, whatever you want. This is what happens all the time. And this is not just indicative of Man City. The naysayers, that the Moyes supporters will say, well, hold on, this is just Man City. But actually, this runs a lot deeper than that. It's a very, very low expectation that he sets that team out.
My stat might be slightly inaccurate because I'm at the game, but I'm sure it's the 9th time under Moyes in 29 games. Literally a third of his games we're conceding 3 or more. It's ridiculous. And the subs though, at 3-1, it goes in 3-1. City are deserving their 3-1. Let's make no mistake about it. They're utter class out there. Just the stuff, the touches of their players. But that third goal shows you the difference between a top team and a crap team, because Sterling makes the run knowing someone's going to pick him out. He gets it, holds it up because he knows someone's going to come in the box. Our players make a run, go about 4 yards offside, turn around and wave their arms about, going, why is no one passing me? And then the ball comes up and they're like, well, I'm offside now. What are you doing? And when you do get in a wide position, you have to wait about a minute for someone to get in the box because we're so far behind the other player. But at 3-1, everyone's standing there going, Moyes! Moyes! It's 3-1 now. You can see the subs getting ready, but they're just getting ready. Bang! 4-1. This time, I think it was Sterling again, or Jesus. One of them holds up. This time it's Fernandinho that comes in the box, in it goes, bang! 4-1. A deserved 4-1. Then what does Moyes do? Brings on 3 attacking substitutions. Oh, 4-1 down, Dave. What's that going to do? We might make it 4-2. We were literally protecting a 4-1 defeat against Man City for the last half hour of that game. We didn't get out of our half. I don't think we had a shot in the second half. We actually held on to a 3-goal loss today under David Moyes.
Do you know what it's like? It's like when you're watching a internet channel, let's say, and it says buffering. And that is what David Moyes is doing. It's like that in circles going around buffering. He's saying, make the change. David Moyes is buffering. Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. Oh, there they come. Oh, there's the substitutions. There's the attacking substitutions. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'll tell you something. If the board are going to employ this guy for next season, then I'm going to keep on. I'm not going to shut up. I don't care, comments, whatever. I will not relent on this, because that guy is, people call him the Moisasaurus and stuff like that. The reason is he is a dinosaur. He is outdated. He is slow. He's like a Diplodocus. He is slow to react. He's ponderous. Very, very slow to react. It's honestly, it's like watching something in slow motion. It's like a sloth. It's ridiculous.
It's watching like your child trying to learn to spell a word. You're like, we've done this all an hour now. Have you not learned? Learn.
Absolutely. Yeah, the word is Constantinople. Yeah, I don't know how they don't learn it, but yeah.
It's so frustrating. It's City. I didn't expect to win today. Do you know, at 2-0, I wasn't emotionally angered. I wasn't angry, okay? Even at 3-1, I wasn't angry. The only thing that was winding me up was our inactivity over in the dugout. Because once again, we're playing the same tactics for Stoke at home and Man City at home. How is that possible? That our manager genuinely treats Stoke City, 19th in the league at home, as the same as the champions. We gave them far too much respect out there today. Not once we didn't get a booking today. Not once did we put in a tackle that says you're at the London Stadium. Tell you something. Someone said to me, "What's wrong with this place?" I said, "There's no fear of the London Stadium. There's no fear of West Ham United, and there's no fear of David Moyes." Pep Guardiola doesn't care about what David Moyes is going to do. He knows what David Moyes is going to do. He crumbles in front of him. It's just, I'm actually more angry now than I was watching the game. I was used to watching De Bruyne spin Mark Noble, but a lot of our players didn't turn up today. Okay, I will say that. I thought Lanzini was complete crap in the first half.
I mean, let's just say, we dealt the fourth goal. He gave the ball away for the fourth goal.
I couldn't remember that.
Yes,
I was half switched off. City were a different class. There's just, when you watch them in real life, even TV doesn't do it justice when you're watching it on TV, because when you watch them in real life here, they get the ball in the halfway line, 3 passes and 4 touches later, they're on the edge of the 18-yarder trying to take a shot, and you think, how the hell did you get there so quick?
Yeah, and we were lucky. They took their foot off the pedal. They brought on Yaya Toure. Quite, the geezer looks like Gemma Collins in midfield, right? It's ridiculous. I mean, did you see the size of the fella? And he's plodding around, right? He's walking. He's still the best he's still better than any of our midfield. It's absolutely ridiculous. Thank goodness they took it. I actually said to a couple of geezers we sat around, they had a free kick.
You had a couple of geezers sat around you. Mine had left.
They hadn't left.
I was on my phone.
They hadn't left as yet.
This must have been early in the game.
Steadfast and resolute. I think actually the board had chained them to their seats. So anyway, so they were chained there. And I said to them, Man City had a free kick. I said, Touré's going to take this. I said, because they're in testimonial mode. He's off at the end of the season. I said, they're going to let him take this free kick. Now, there is no way, if it was in a competitive match, that they would let Touré take the free kick. Someone else would take it. Why wasn't Sane brilliant today, by the way? Let's just say that. And lo and behold, Touré plods up like it was Fat Club, right? And he takes his free kick. I mean, all right, it didn't hit it, but we were lucky. They took their foot off the pedal. Man City decided it was going to be 4-1, because I tell you what, it could have been 8-1.
We were defending for 4-1. That's what embarrassing. Moyes is probably quite there thinking, thank God it was only 4-1. That's his mentality. We have a manager who tries to concede less to the opposition rather than score more, and that's what's the problem. Yeah, Touré had so much room when he come on. I could have went to Marks and Spencer's and got him the birthday cake he's been fucking waiting for all this time and delivered it to him. But the best thing is, when I delivered it to him, it would have been the best delivery in a West Ham shirt this match. There was just nothing out there. Our players didn't turn up today. There was 1 or 2 working hard, but you need all 11 to work hard against Man City to have a chance. They didn't turn up. Lanzini was awful. Fernandes had about 8 rolls again. Zabaleta was up against.
I'll tell you, Yaya Touré looked like he'd had more than 8 rolls, the size of the fella.
It was just embarrassing out there, but like, the 15 minutes to go, that stadium was empty. This is what's going to be like under Moyes next season. The board have to look around, and they cannot say it's because it's Man City, because it's the opposite. People understood that we're getting beat 4-1 because it's Man City. Yeah. But
that's why there's no protest. That's why no one ran on the pitch, because people knew. That's why they just left.
That's because people understood that we could get beat by Man City. It's just the mentality. But quickly, is there any players you want to praise or dig out, if you like, for today? Is there anyone that's come out with pass marks for you?
I was pleased. I was pleased that he played Rice. I was pleased that Rice threw in a couple of tackles. I don't think that was his own goal. I thought Ogbonna tried his hardest. Cresswell, of course, scored a nice goal and tried to defend. What else can you say? I mean, Arnautovic tried, but again, he's isolated. My worry is that people like Arnautovic will just think, I don't want to play in this team. Why would he want to play in this team? Why would any attacking player want to play in this team as isolated as they are? And as I say, please do, if you're watching this video, so I've moved to the right wing on the video. If you are watching this video, please don't think this is just Man City. This is how West Ham play, by the way. So I just wonder if attacking players will look at West Ham and think, I don't want to play within the confines of this system. That would worry me. So yeah, those are my opinions on the players.
I thought players worked hard. I thought Navich worked hard. You could see he was frustrated. I thought Lanzini might as well just not been on the pitch. I thought Fernandez had too much to do. Noble and Chiatti, they were never going to. Two people were how we have two midfielders up against Fernandinho, De Bruyne, and Gundogan. How the hell are we expecting to get something against?
He was good. The number 8. Gundogan was the number 8.
Yeah,
right?
But how the hell are we expecting Chiatti and Noble to beat the three of them? Yeah. It's just ridiculous. They were hung out to dry. Our centre midfielders. They barely got a sniff. They couldn't get near the ball. Creswell did it okay. Evra, he should have got booked in the first half, arguably sent off at one point. I thought it was a last man tackle from where I was. Luckily the ball went to someone. Bona, Rice, they did hard, but you talk about attacking players coming here. Why would a defensive player want here? Because you're under the cosh for 90 minutes. Like, the pressure playing for West Ham in defence must be incredible compared to playing for other Premier League defenders. You're constantly under pressure. You've got no relief. You get rid of the ball, it comes straight back at you. And it's not just today, but just quickly, how good were Man City today? I mean, might be some Man City fans tuning in. I think we need to put into perspective. We played a world-class team today. They have world-class players, but I'm not sure they had to go to the fifth gear. I don't think they had to try their hardest, but there was glimpses out there. Touches De Bruyne and Sterling and that dude. You just think they're something special.
Yeah, funny enough, I didn't think Sterling was one of the ones that was special. Funny enough, I thought his first touch let him down quite a few. The one that really impressed me, I've got to say, was Sane. I looked at him and thought, what a bloody good player he is. Gundogan, now you say that was it, the number 8. I kept on looking at thinking the number 8's good. Controlled the game quite well. De Bruyne, obviously, we all know about. I'm not saying Sterling's crap, by the way. But I mean, they were in party mode. I do think they were in third gear. I think they could have brought in the mascot on at the end. I mean, they brought on someone I didn't even know. I'd never even heard of. He was even bigger than Yaya Toure, so I thought the Blue Moon mascot would have come on or something like that. But they're just such a good team. They
got a corner at the end. I said to people beside me, quite far away because everybody left at this point, so they're a few rows away. I said to them, surprised the keeper's not up for this, just to really take the fucking piss out of us. I'm surprised they didn't just bring the keeper up.
Well, did you see that little header he did? I mean, you can see why Guardiola likes a sort of passing, technically gifted keeper, because they just keep and retain the ball. They're very good. They're a level above. But I don't think we had to accept that. Let's be clear. Sorry, Frankie asked me. He messaged me in a week and he said that Moyes had said this was Mission Impossible. Moyes had said this was Mission Impossible, apparently. Well, if that's the message he's giving out, and he's obviously giving it to the players, what hope do we actually have?
Well, Moyes in midweek said that we've been working without the ball because that's what we're going to have to do against Man City. But it didn't do any fucking good out there, did it? We looked hopeless without it and hopeless with the bloody thing. Everyone was scared of the ball. When we got it, it was like a bomb. It was like, just get rid of it and leave it to someone else to deal with it. But what's your final thoughts? Let's wrap this up. It's been a pretty crap review. We're not that... Do you know something? I'm not pissed off with the result, Gonzo. I can take a 4-1 against Man City. I get it. They're world class, far better than us. There was times today I thought Noble went in on De Bruyne well, but De Bruyne's touch just took him round the corner. I thought, Jesus. But, well, no, actually, he was up front for City. But it's just the manner of... There was a lack of effort today, a lack of fight. The players didn't really care, I don't think. It's just that manager, he made a defensive switch before the game. It didn't work. But at 2-1 down at half-time, David Moyes, you must surely realise how much critics you've got in the crowd right now. About 90% of people, granted this is social media, 90% of fans want you gone. Give them something at half-time. You're 2-1 down, you're losing the game. Do one sub at half-time which says, I'm going for this. Lanzini was nothing in the first half. Get him off and get Carroll or Hernandez on and change it. But he did nothing. And it wasn't until 4-1, then he makes all 3 subs. What's the point? It's an insult to the 3 subs coming on. Carroll, when it was the 3 subs come on, Carroll left the bench and went down the dugout. I don't blame him. And if I was Jordan Hugo, I'd be doing the flipping same. I'd say, well, if I don't come on when we're drawing, I don't come on when we're winning, it's 4-1 down, I'm still not coming on. What the hell am I doing here? But it's just, that's my final thoughts. Deserved win for City, best team I've seen live in a long, long time, but they were even in 5th gear. They could have really ramped that up. I'm happy to write today off. I wasn't expecting anything. We've got nothing. But I'll tell you something, Southampton's got a better goal difference than us, so we've just added 3 to it. And if it goes to points, if it goes to goal difference, and we get relegated, I don't think we will. I think Huddersfield will be the ones that go down. But if we play like that for the rest of the season, there's a good chance we're going to go down. That's what would really piss me off even more. We got a defensive manager and we're still getting relegated on goal difference. Utter incompetence from the board. from the manager, and it's just embarrassing.
Yeah, well, listen, I think it was Einstein that said the definition of madness is repeating the same experiment and expecting different results. And that's really what we've got. So you say about the criticism about Moyes. Why doesn't Moyes look at it and think, actually, I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to do something different. But he continues along the same lines that got him relegated at Sunderland, that made him get a crap reputation in Spain, which he didn't retain the job, which has him at West Ham with a record that's worse than Avram Grant, much worse, may I say, and at the same point at Man United, take a title-winning team and drag them down. You've got to look back a long time, many, many years, to find an example of Moyes doing well. So why doesn't he prove them wrong and actually say, actually, I'm sick of this criticism, I will show you that I can play in a different style. I will show the fans that I can do something different. He doesn't. He sticks to what he thinks is his tried and trusted method, which fails time and time again. How much evidence does he need?
He doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, though. After the Arsenal game, he blamed Rice and having too many attacking players on the pitch. He didn't take any blame for it. He's not going to do the same again today. He won't take any blame. It'll be the player's fault. It won't be his fault.
Well, it'd be interested to hear the interview. Obviously, we've come straight down from the stadium. The stadium's just over there. We don't know his interview yet, but it'd be interested to hear it.
He's turning from. He got called Dithering Dave at Everton for his transfer. He's now turning into Deluded Dave. And
well, Dave needs to disappear.
Well, let's leave it there. That's a good ending. Dave disappear. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. You might have, I'm not sure. Subscribe if you're new around here. We'll be back during the week. Got our Leicester preview, etc. coming up. Leave your comments below. Thank you for joining us. West Ham 1, Man City 4.
Thank you.